Hello everyone, I'm Anita Schakman and you are watching this week's Coffee Time, and this time with me and not with Erika. And we are going to talk about bead embroidery hoops, or just embroidery hoops. Please let me know if you can see me and hear me, because as usual we are having surprises and I'm just curious to see if the broadcast is working everywhere. So please let us know, or let me know, where are you watching us from. I can see Yosin is here, and Cindy, and Virginia, hi. Sharon is here, Angelina, oh, and Martha, I think. Sherry and Linda. Seems that YouTube is working. That's great. Antoinette is here with us. So great to see. Bernadette, Sandra, Asta is here. Virginia is watching us from Facebook. That's great. That's great. That's great news. Susie is here with us. Hi, Susie. Rachel, of course, Rachel. I'm sorry. Every single time. Sarah is here with us. Hi, Sarah. Cindy is here. Yeah, he's my other kitty. He was a surprise, kind of. And Georgiana, I'm really happy to see that it seems that all the techie stuff is working out. And Heather is watching us from YouTube. That's great. And Gemma. Erika is here with us from YouTube. Hi, Erika. This is great. It's really great. I'm happy to see that. Heather spotted his Othello, and he decided not to be very social. Thank you for letting me know, Erika. It seems that page is working fine. Molly's here with us. Hi, hello everyone. So today we are going to talk about embroidery hoops. And before I would start to share some tips and tricks, I have something important to share with you, because I would like to invite everyone for next week's coffee time. That is going to be with Erika, and that is a very special coffee time, because that is going to be the start of the birthday week. So the whole team prepared with a lot of inspiration, a lot of creative ideas and surprises. And I would definitely recommend to follow Erika and join for a coffee with her next week. Oh yes, Gemma loves the cat. Of course, I already expected that he's going to be the most popular. Laura is here with us. Hi, Laura. Your very special calendar earrings are on my to-do list. This week it has to happen. They are gorgeous. And I can see Lutka is here. Hi, Lutka. And Sherry calls it our birthday. Couldn't be more right. Beading school is all about community, so it's definitely our birthday. Belinda is here with us. Hi, Belinda. Oh, I can already hear my other helper screaming from the door. He wants to be let in, but they can't. stay together in one basket. That's going to be interesting. So today I'm going to I'm sorry. Today I'm going to share some hopefully interesting information about embroidery hoops. So those are the little ones. I just quickly grabbed out one of the many in my drawer. I have them in many sizes, and they quickly get occupied, and I don't really finish them off that quickly. So these are the embroidery hoops that we are going to talk about today, and the story behind how they get to the bead shop is a very interesting one, because in January we started to get a bit more into bead embroidery in general, and I got a message from Marta, and she suggested that we could start with an embroidery starter kit. So I got very, very enthusiastic about it, and I wrote an email already with suggestions what I would put in that box, because that was just such a great idea. And I didn't know about it at the time, but that was already a project that was in progress from Erika's side. But there was something missing from it, or at least after my suggestions, it seemed like a good fit, and that was the embroidery hoop. So Erika suggested that I can tell you about it a bit more. I'm not saying that my knowledge is all that great about it. I'm sure that here the community have even more to say, but I will try to share what I know. So here you can see the starter kit that at the end was released during our previous academic theme. So after being everyone so enthusiastic about bead embroidery, beading school team decided that every second month, 1 week is going to be all about bead embroidery. I can see already so many people are joining. Aniko is here with us. Oh, and of course, Erika is way too nice again. Katja says that she never used them with bead embroidery. I also thought that the two just doesn't really fit, but actually it can give you great help, and we will talk about it. And Lita is here. Hi, Lita. I'm so happy to see you. Martika is here. She says that she used them with embroidery a lot, but not with beads. I'm going to show you how my journey started with embroidery hoops. Virginia says that she also never used a hoop before. I really hope that after today, more and more of you will be, brave enough to give it a try. Maybe it's nothing for you. Maybe it is that one little chain that was missing. Brenda's here. Hi, Brenda. And Martha, I was just talking about you. Sharon says that I've never used a hoop with bead embroidery, as here in the US we usually use a beading foundation for a bead on. The foundation is too stiff for a hoop. Yes, I also use them mixed. It really depends on the project itself. But I really like to use ultra suede as my all-time base. That just makes such a nice base. It doesn't fray. It doesn't change over time. So it's a very nice and reliable base for bead embroidery and for actually a lot of stuff. So let's see. So as a as a tradition from now on, pretty much this year, every second month for a week we are going to put bead embroidery in the spotlight. And this week is our week for April, for our second 2 months. And we will talk about the hoops. Oh, Erika. She says that I didn't have a hoop or a sturdy material with me in Mexico, so I glued together 2 layers of ultra suede. Barbaric, but it works. I'm actually finishing it right now. Ooh, great. And are we also allowed to see it right after the broadcast, maybe? Curious. So let's talk about where bead embroidery or in general hoops come from, because they have a very long history, centuries long history, as it was always very interesting and gave a lot of value when clothes or other curtains and such were decorated, and whether it was with different kind of threads or beads or metal components, the best way was to go to stretch your fabric so you got an even surface and that you could work on that as a base. For example, on this picture, this is a painting that Francesco del Cosa painted. This is Triumph of Minerva. And this is from the 15th century, and you can already see that in the center there's an embroidery frame that made life in general very easy for those who did embroidery. So this was a frame where you could stretch your entire fabric over, and you could see the entire surface and the progress as you worked, and how your work turned out at the end. And later on, it got also repurposed and was used as a school board, and could younger ones learn on it. So it was actually very handy little thing. And later on in the 18th century, here we can see Madame de Pompadour sitting with her adjustable tambour frame or scroll frame. And that was also a very handy embroidery tool where you could adjust the length of the embroidery frame, and you could again just stretch over your entire fabric and work on it. And the closest to this little embroidery hoop is an adjustable embroidery hoop that was patented in 1903 by a lady named Helen Harms. And that was an embroidery hoop where not only the outer ring but also the inner ring was possible to adjust. And the current one that we are using is an embroidery hoop where, or at least we are going to use some, is an embroidery hoop where only the outside frame is adjustable. Oh, thank you so much, Erika, for sharing links. She's sharing a link for the embroidery starter kit. And I think it is the exact same one. And she's saying that this is the first ever coffee when I'm watching and not talking. Interesting. At least you mean that you watch live. Yeah, no pressure. I know that. So that is more about the history itself. Of course, embroidery hoops come in many sizes, shapes, and materials. There are also made out of plastic, where the surfaces, where the two frames just fit perfectly and the surfaces are really smooth. Or you can also work with an oval shaped or hexagon shaped is also very, very popular. There are also metal ones where the outer ring is closing with a tension, like a spring tension. So that is also an interesting one. But this is, for me, this is the most old-fashioned hoop I can think of, and of course I'm very interested of trying all of them out. But this is my to-go hoop. Oh, Erika, I'm so happy that you are enjoying yourself. And again, my stomach just shrunk. It's great. So, we are going to talk about how can you use it, because there are little tricks to it so that you can spare some headache. So what you do, you will unscrew your screw a little, not completely. Don't fall into that mistake, because that is some of them, in case of some of them, it's pretty difficult to get it back. And then you remove the inner frame or hoop. You stretch your fabric over, and then you put the outside frame on it. Oh, if I can see this well, then this is an unused one. So, and then you will put your hoop on an even surface and press until the sides completely match, and you start to tighten the screw. And after that, you pull on the sides of your fabric, just like you see that I'm trying on this picture. And then you tighten your screw a little bit more. And then again. And then again, you pull on your fabric and tighten your screw. And you have to make sure that you don't over tighten it, because that can damage the screw, or you don't pull too hard so your fabric won't stretch. And then Yosin is asking if I can make my frame a little bit bigger. I'm not quite sure if I know what you mean exactly. So that's how you tighten, and this is a process, because as the more you work with it, more often you will have to redo this process of creating a drum-like surface with your fabric on your frame. But at the end, it will result in a very nice and even surface. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope that, like this, maybe it's easier for you to see. So just unscrew a little bit so that you can move your inner frame out. You put your fabric on, your outer frame on. This is completely new frame, so a little bit misbehaving, and you can see that it is quite uneven. So I'm not putting right now fabric in, but you can see that it's quite uneven. So you get an even surface or a beading school notebook, very handy. And then you try to push it down like this. And then you will have your screw, and then you start to screw it a bit or tighten the screw. And when it reached a pretty nice, good tightness, then you will pull your fabric evenly from all directions, and then you will tighten it a little bit more, and then you will pull a little bit on the fabric, and you will tighten it a little bit more. And try not to over tighten it, and try not to pull too much, because we like when the fabric is very nice and even when we move it out of the frame as well. Oh, that was it, Yosin. Oh, great. So, but why? I'm sorry. Still the really bad cold. But why would you use an embroidery hoop for bead embroidery? Because it is just really weird to imagine that you can't really pull the beads in between the frame, or why would it make sense to use it when you have a very even surface? It is much easier to bead when you use bigger beads, for example, because when you use bigger beads, then your base start to wobble a bit or be a bit wrinkly or not. You don't really, sometimes you don't really end up with an even surface afterwards, or when you have to jump from one corner to the other, and then you can pull your thread a little bit, and then you can end up with a warped design. Or for me, it was very difficult at the beginning to understand how you can attach cup chains, for example, the way that you don't end up with a domed pendant. So for me, in those cases, having an even and stretch surface that will not change over time was actually very helpful. And it was not years ago when really a lot of years ago when I started to use embroidery hoop. And that is, well, I did funny stuff. Let's call them creative solutions. Maybe some of you remember this picture when, actually that is exactly the pendant that I'm wearing today. When my pendant ended up a little bit bigger than I intended, and my base, my ultra suede was not really behaving the way I wanted it. So I ended up gluing my entire piece on a cardboard, and I was stretching it out with using laundry pins. Yes, Erika says that she remembers. Angelina says that cool clips. Yes, I actually use them more for embroidery than for hanging clothes, to be honest. So that was the point where I decided that there must be an easier solution or a better one. And actually there was a more straightforward one. Just use a tool that is just meant for this purpose. Because where I really like to use ultra suede is pretty thin. It is on one side, if you check it out, it stretches a tiny little bit. So you can also, if you use that intentionally, you can create really cool effects. But when you need a flat surface, then it is better if your hands are very steady or you just have a helping hand. Rachel says that embroidery hoops are perfect for this. Yes, and that is also what I've learned. And for using embroidery hoops, actually a very handy idea. Always try to hold it where the screw is, so you don't get stuck with your thread. Again, learned it hard way and not quick enough. Molly says that she's texting her mom to see if she can find her old hoop somewhere. Maybe this is the time to give it another go. So that's the part where you can decide that you just give it a go and try if that can indeed, a hoop can indeed help you over issues that you have faced with and you didn't even realize that there's just such an easy solution to make your lives easier and your embroidery process a bit more pleasant. So here you can see Erika's lemonade. This was actually the very first workshop I attended to, and she used a lot of cup chain in this design, and that is where I've learned the hard way how you stitch cup chain, the way that it indeed stays flat, and putting the whole design into a hoop just would have made my life easier, but probably like this I gained a little bit more experience with it. And this is another hoop of mine where I'm working on one of the new cabochons. And there is a trick to use as little ultra suede or whatever base you choose to work with as possible. Because, well, that's my Dutch half, I think. I don't really like to waste, so I save up all the little ultra suede pieces, like this from this exact same design. Everything that's possible, but you can't really put it on a hoop. So what I usually do, I put a cheap thin fabric like organza or something like that over the hoop and just stitch the embroidery base to it. And that's when I actually start to work on my piece. So I can make sure that I don't waste any base material, and my piece is still going to stay nice and flat, and it's not going to move around my hoop. So this is a way that you can really just use what you need, and after that, when your piece is done, it depends on how far you get. You can just undo your temporary stitches, or you can just cut it out together with the organza and glue it on a piece of cardboard or your leather or whatever your backing is going to be. Martha likes the idea, Manuel as well, Virginia, Rachel, Angelina. Ooh. Anita is here with us, and by I click, everything is moving around. And Cindy as well. So this is a little trick that can make your process a bit more material friendly. But still, I'm sorry, this call is not going away. But still, your fabric can still move a little bit. So what you can do, you can take out your inner frame and with you can bind it. This is called binding. You can bind it with a thinner ribbon, or I call it gaze, what I've just used. You can wrap it around your little wounds. So whatever thinner fabric, you can wrap it around your inner hoop. You can fix it either with a stitch or with a glue or tape. And then you can put your fabric over, and then you're out of frame. And this way you are going to create certain grip. So it's going to be more difficult for your fabric to move. It also means that you have to do this tightening and pulling process less during your work. And because of the fabric, that it is softer, it will still move around or flatten around the way that your frames will properly connect together, will properly close together, and you won't have a corner or two that will be more loose than the others. Rachel says that indeed binding is super useful for thin fabrics, and that for thicker fabrics you might not need it. Indeed, if you work with ultra suede just as it is in your frame, you don't need binding, but for thinner fabrics, it's actually a really, really great trick. So I'm going to check if there was anything else that I wanted to share with you for embroidery hoops, because before I go ahead with my presentation and I show something that I actually should have not yet. So that was the binding that could actually make your lives easier. Please don't forget, hold it at the screw. Is there anything that you think that is... Yes, Marta, that's it. Is there anything that you think that is a very useful tip or a trick that someone who just starts out with an embroidery hoop should know? I'm really curious if you have anything that you would like to share. Erika is sharing some background info. We ordered first 10 centimeter hoops for the toolkit. Then I realized we have 10 centimeter wide ultra suede in the bead shop, so I can't properly fix it into a 10 centimeter hoop. We ordered 100 more hoops in the smaller size, totally last minute. I think it's still for the better, but the originals would have worked if I knew the trick from Nitti. So you know what you have to do with the original hoops? I have to admit that I did not check out the hoops in the web shop, because I have a drawer full of them. Anita says that used to do cross stitch, and tension is important. Indeed, tension is very important. I used to learn cross stitch without any hoops with my great-grandmother. She was a great teacher, but I think I really learned how to do it well. Rachel says that she uses embroidery hoops then for my longer projects. It's sometimes good to be able to use two hands. Yes, indeed. I also have a bigger one, 30 centimeter hoop, and that also has a standard, because the manufacturer did not feel sorry about the amount of wood it put into the hoop itself. So it's a very heavy piece, and you don't want to hold it continuously for hours. Sarah also has some in different sizes. And Sharon says that she has not used embroidery hoop for bead embroidery. So it is going to be a nice adventure. And when I think about crazy stuff, that what can you do also with embroidery hoops, that you don't go for a jewelry, you go for a beaded, let's call it decoration, and just use the hoop itself as a part of your design, or for presentation, or for anything else. So hoop doesn't necessarily have to be a tool, it can also be a material. So there are so many possibilities. And Manuela says that always struggle with my thread wrapping around the screw. Do you have any idea to solve this problem? I hold it at the screw. That's my best solution. So with my non-working hand, I just hold it at the screw. Or if you don't like to hold it that way, maybe we have this kind of paper-based tapes. I think you call it painter's tape. You can try just to tape it. Maybe that helps. And let's see. Martika used to use them for picture embroidery. Oh, that's very nice. Virginia says as well that they make wonderful frames. And Anita says that you can also put the screw at the top of your work and keep your thread below it. Yes, I tend to reach for the more complicated solutions for some reason. Of course, now I've lost my mouse, so I don't know. I can't click. Yeah, now I can click. And Martha says that try some masking tape. That is it, not painter's tape, masking tape. So this is our time when we will reveal a little bit more about embroidery, and I invite you to this journey with the hoop itself. But just to make it a little bit more interesting, we can also, as the tradition goes, towards the end of every academic theme, we can use some new cabochons. So that is what I have prepared for you here. So I'm curious if you would also like to see. I'm going to share my hand camera here. Not sure if it is visible. I will do this trick. And I've gotten a very nice big box from the treasury full of beautiful cabochons. So that is what we are going to see. That is one of our surprises for today. Alright, Erika says that you can see it. You cabochons. So when I open this box, then you will see nothing. Because I've emptied it out. I had to categorize them. I had to put them by category. And now I just realized that the light is just so harsh. Let's switch off the light. That you can already see the shapes. No. Better. So there are several categories here. Okay. Apparently I'm funny and teasing. Yes. So I will show Othello, and I will show you here some of our new colors. And as usual, some of our old shapes are going to come back, but in a new coat, in a new color. And Molly is asking if cabochons are good to start collecting. Oh, yes, definitely. Maybe I will show you what I have here. You don't want to know. I think I will be finished with them by I'm 130, so kidding. But at least 2-3 years. It's a lot. But I still keep collecting. So let's see. These are 35 millimeter round ones, and this one is in coral color. So just to fit the Sayulita theme, and also a little bit for this year's ponton, I think. This coral is a little bit peachy, so would work just fine. And look at that. I also received another 35 millimeter round cabochon, and this one is in sky blue. Yes, Erika suggests to make my face camera a little bit smaller. To be honest, when I show it, you already don't see too much from my face. So, and this is going to be a light clay and sky blue. This is a little bit like air blue. It's a beautiful color. I actually really like it. So whenever I see a new color, I just think that I just want to make my shooting star in it. So I think I might start or try to get in these colors and start to work on a shooting star. If I remember well, because I beaded it years ago, I think it is relatively quick, so I'm going to try to leave them here, that you can still see them. Oh, Erika is sharing some information. The blue is for the ocean and the orange is for the sunset. And we are going to have some cabochons that are also 35 millimeters, but have some kind of picture on it. And this is called dolphin waves, and also sky blue. And this is this little gorgeous thing. Perfectly fits the theme. Sarah says that she can see her money fly away. Well, I think my husband really likes it. I'm holding the coffee time today, and I don't have time to push everything in my basket. They are beautiful, and I have this one also in a salmon rose color. So this is not called coral, but salmon rose. Dolphin in a sunset. And there are some more. You can see the difference between the coral and the salmon rose. And we also have some more picture cabochons. Here I have a Palm Beach red wine color. Kata, are you here? Are you watching us? So, beautiful. So here is our Palm Beach. Erika says that the red wine is her favorite. Kata is here. Good, good. Kata, I have another surprise for you later. And we have one more Palm Beach in mauve. Purple, yes. This is the most horrible, worst possible thing. A purple cabochon. I love purple. And usually my husband's answer that, but purple doesn't love you back. So I make a lot of purple stuff, but I don't wear them. And there is another picture cabochon. And this is called Sayulita Sunset. And this is again coral. Coral. Susie likes the red wine color. Kata says holy moly, but I'm not quite sure which one got the holy moly. I really like how sharp, not my camera, but the motif is. And we have some more that are not entirely or exactly round, but something else. So if I show you a jewel that we have made a couple of years ago, or at least I made a couple of years ago, you might know what kind of shape we are going to have here. Here you can see Susie's Aztec sun. You see that cutie pie there? Nitti says that the voice sounds like Nitti. Yeah, that's me. So we have here some cute little small navettes. This one is in soft yellow. They come in as a pair. And it's indeed a very nice, soft, cooler yellow. Erika says that they all get a holy moly. So this just works perfectly. Andrea says that they are just uploading the new cabochons. Well, ladies, if I really, really like something and it's no longer available, I'm keeping all of these. And we have some more small navettes. They are salmon rose. The size is 10 by 28 millimeters. And these are the salmon rose ones. Beautiful. And then you can just try to come up with something nice. Or you can just bead something like that. Maybe it's more fitting. I'm again going to have sleepless nights thinking about what I could make out of them. It's horrible. And we have one group here that is actually pretty big. And if we have small navettes, we definitely have to have big navettes as well. Nitti says earrings with those small navettes. Yeah, Erika is giving me the stomachache further that there are a lot of them from the team here. Susie, Andrea, Timmy, hi Timmy. Yeah, just come. And this is going to be a big navette that is 23 by 62 millimeters, and again in the soft yellow. So in comparison, this is the difference in size. So while the small ones are perfect for Susie's Aztec sun, or just to go completely nuts and play with something. If I remember well, maybe Susie even made a I definitely did a ring with small navets. So just imagine that. And a 2.1 millimeter cup chain around it with a peyote bezel. More you don't even need. So all of these are going to be big navets. Okay, I think Nitti is completely hooked on the new navets. And this is again a coral. I really like this color. And this weekend King's Day is coming up, so everyone oranje. Let's try to make it visible. And I have another nice color. Red wine, Susie! I have red wine here. And it looks completely different in a navet. Same color, when you put them together, it's the exact same color, but yeah. It's a really, really pretty one. And I have some more here. And that is Salma Rose. Again with the small navets. Nitti double wow. Catherine likes the wine one, the red wine one. And let's see, we have a more. I will secretly wear purple under my pajamas, I think. Purple necklaces. I'm just kidding. But this is a really pretty one. Erika says that she got a beading school package yesterday and there were none inside. Well, just, at me, email me at the end of the broadcast and tell me what you need. And there is one more that I placed incorrectly. It's another Sayulita Sunset in a light clay. Yes. Sayulita Sunset in soft yellow, I'm sorry. Sharon says that she likes the finish of these beads. They are so shiny. Yes, they are indeed very shiny. So I will move these. Perfect. It was not planned, but it's perfect. So I can show some. I think I'm only going to show you the relevant stuff because I also got some nice pictures of the treasury. Maybe this is not the best way to do. And about the capuchons, there you can see some more how it looks like in the soft yellow. And some of the picture capuchons. Like, I really, really like this Sayulita Sunset in red wine. I think that is just the perfect combination. And some of the navets. But there is one color navet that it is not here. More, but there is one more that are not on the pictures and not in here because I kind of stole it. Okay, I was asked if I want to have it, so I said yes, I want to have it, and I want to make something for you. So I prepared a pendant for you. I can show it right away in a color that is missing from this entire palette here. So I can show it just to complete the Sayulita collection here. I have prepared this. Maybe giving some more light will help. I've prepared this pendant for you. This uses the big novets, and it is actually a very minimal bead embroidery using some peyote bezels, some peyote tubes. Rachel likes it, Molly as well, and Lita. So this is my little surprise for you, and not the last one for today. Anita says that she was looking for green. And Laura likes it. Linda is here and she likes them too. Trying to click, but you ladies are reacting so quick. Brenda likes them and Judy as well. Virginia likes it that it is done horizontal. You can also just imagine it without the filigree and go big with a bracelet. Or make sure that it's a bit higher up because of the size, it makes it difficult to move otherwise. But Erika says that with the filigree it's awesome. You can also make it without the filigree. It's a bit easier to wrap because I fixed it to the filigree on the top, but on the bottom it's not, and it is still working. Virginia likes the idea of making it as a bracelet. Green glaze, yes. So this was the one from the lot that I said that I want to have it. And there's a little surprise. Gemma says that that's another level of embroidery. Yes, that's a very low, very minimal embroidery. It is much more that you learn how to do peyote bezel through a base and a little stitching of bigger beads and practicing the edging. As you can see, there is some edging with some Erika beads. It's a very minimal. It's a great example where you don't need to have an embroidery hoop. But other than that, if you are still a beginner to bead embroidery, then and you are more comfortable with peyote, then this might be it to start with. Erika likes the tassel. I'm certain that I will have to make a pair of tassel earrings for my mother-in-law. She really likes tassel earrings, so I think that's going to be it. She said that red wine small novets just disappeared from my cart. Enjoy whoever took the last one. Oh, that's the luck. You see? At least you have a cart open. And I can show you what else you can get. So if you probably it is already available in the web shop. So this is the original colorway. Yes, and I definitely wanted to show you Aniko's Aztec Sunset. It's perfect for the small novets. And I think I just completely missed the mark here. So the ladies prepared some bundles for you with 4 of the colors. So one of them is the green that you have seen. There is one with a yellow and grey, a little bit last year's Pantone. There is one that is much more green and blue. And there is one definitely for kata, with reds and yellows. So you might experience some delay on the website. As I can see, Erika was checking on it, and Andy said that the IT guy will fix the speed of the website. So it is indeed a little bit slower today than usual, but if you are quick enough with logging out or checking out, then you can probably get some of these bundles as well. So at the end, I had to make a cut, but I think it would also look great with this salmon rose, a little bit green around it, like forest green, like berries in a forest. Think about it. And next to the new cabochons, you can also find some cup chains. They were restocked, or they are being restocked, and just excellent for embroidery. Just relatively quick, and a lot of bling. Adds a lot of bling to your pieces. So cup chains are being restocked, and what is new in the web shop is Erika is saying that restocking the most favorite colors of cup chains. I just got to know that one of my favorites that I'm just really trying to save is also restocked. So you know what I'm going to do. Going to get some of them. And next to the cup chains, there are some 3mm bugle beads, milky bugle beads that are appearing and disappearing slowly, I'm afraid. And those are really an amazing instruments to bezel your cabochons, whether you think about embroidery or just want to do a bead waving bezel. Marcy says, please post pictures of your projects in the club when we are done. All right, everyone. I want to see what everyone is working on. And at last, I would like to share you some information. So this week, Thursday, I'm going to be with you for No One Has to Bead Alone, and we are going to bead Zeus's Jessica motif, Jessica earrings. And next week, Tuesday, Erika is going to be with you, and we'll kick off the birthday week with the coffee time. And there is another little surprise that up until that moment, if you place a physical order so that it has to be shipped, you will get a little surprise with your order, and that is going to be a leather sample. So you already have a little bit of backing material for your embroidery project. And I really try to not leave out anything. So next week, birthday week starts with coffee time with Erika, and Erika is going to be there with coffee time. And what I just heard, that for next week another surprise will come on Thursday. A surprise no one has to be alone, and that is again going to be with Erika, and a surprise project. So you won't know upfront what you're going to beat. Erika says that she's looking forward to birthday coffee. Yeah, me too, because I have seen stuff, I heard stuff, but I'm very curious. So the birthday no one has to be alone going to be a surprise project. It is designed by Susie, and it is going to consist of material that you probably all of you have home. But if you don't have 8mm chatons, this is the time. For next week, probably it will still get there. But other than that, there are going to be Milky Seed beads, 3mm fire polished, and super duo beads. So probably all of you have it in the stash, and it is going to be a great project to be together with Erika for next week. So I'm really trying to go through my notes to see if I've left anything out. Please shout out if you think that I have left out anything. Erika is teasing again. She just got a picture from Susie and she's drooling. I actually don't want to get a picture, I want to be surprised. So it is going to be a good project. And this is all about embroidery for this coffee time with me, ladies. So if you have anything that you have questions that you would like to get an answer to, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Also in the club, we are always there. And if you want to read more or the same thing pretty much about embroidery hoops, then you will find a nice article in the blog, and you can share your comments, tips, tricks, advice there with us. So thank you so much, ladies, and see you again on Thursday with No One Has to Be Alone. Bye bye.